Is this thing on? All right, what's up, everybody? Hello again, everybody, and thank you for tuning into the Saucecast with Novelty. This is Novelty. Don't change that dial because we have a real barn burner of a show for you today. Let me tell you. Today we have some hilarious banter between the young Jeffrey and I, and let me tell you, this guy has been doing his Richard Simmons workouts. And lately, he's been pulling a lot of guys. His game is through the roof, picking up dudes. If you're a guy looking for pickup tips on how to pull hot guys, listen to this episode and take notes. And follow the young Jeffrey on Grindr. I also have Isaiah on the show today, and he is a young man doing great things in the graphic design world. If you want to purchase any artwork from Isaiah, email him at gamingwithfriends584@gmail.com. The link will be in the description. And if you want to purchase any artwork from Damo, my brother that did the original Saucecast artwork, email him at baratidj@gmail.com. If you enjoy listening to the show, fucking donate some money so we can get this shit crispier than ever. My donate links are in the description, but more importantly, just enjoy the content. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Peace and love. It's Novelty. I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year, and I hope everyone had a great Christmas. If you set a New Year's resolution, I wish you the best, and I hope you can stick with it. As for me, I'm just going to continue doing everything I'm currently doing. If I do change some bad habits, then great. If not, I'll have nothing to beat myself up about. I'm not planning on starting to meditate, go to the gym, quit drinking, or anything like that. And I'll do my best to put out the podcast, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Let's face it, all my other projects fizzled out after a few months, so expect the same from this one. I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm really looking forward to this new year. I hope to have a lot more guests and scintillating conversations. I just upgraded my equipment a little bit, and I hope to continue to make this sound crispier than ever, baby. If you do find it in your heart to donate to the podcast, we can get some things like merch, more special guests, better equipment, and much more. And thank you to everyone who has listened, liked the videos, subscribed, donated, told their friends, etc. I really enjoy doing this, and even if it doesn't become super popular or whatever, it's something I'll just continue to do because I love bantering and joking around with friends and like-minded people, and even people who don't share my same views. It's a crazy world we live in here in 2023, and the way I see it, if I'm going to discuss current events and joke around with people, why not record it? All right, everybody, best wishes in this new year, and enjoy this episode. Thanks again for listening. We can give you a chicken McNugget to fuck. It's called the Chicken McNugget Fleshlight. Are you aware of our new endeavors?
You know what? It sucks, dude. I was trying to find some dudes last night and I couldn't find any.
Really? Well, you probably weren't taking that new Richard Simmons testosterone supplement.
You know, I struck out. Like, usually all the dudes like me, but, you know, they said that they were hotter guys that they were, you know, having fun with.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear about that L, bud. I ended up banging like 2 fat dudes last night.
Dude, 2 fat dudes? Really?
Yeah, dude. Their combined weight was like probably like 1,000 pounds.
Damn it, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. We did some sumo wrestling, and then we went to Burger King and shoved whoppers up each other's asses.
Was it just the hamburger Whopper, or did you shove your Whopper up their ass?
Oh, I gave them a Whopper, if you know what I mean. I gave them a large fry.
Large fry.
That was my Santa laugh. You like that?
How many hoes do you want for Christmas, sonny boy?
I want them all. Give them to me now.
Here, have my wife for a night.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Claus.
No,
I'll bring her. Can I bang her in your workshop while she's making a toy?
You tell me if he's been a naughty boy after you're done.
I'm definitely getting coal in my stocking this year. I've been a naughty, naughty boy. Oh man, I'm just testing out the new mic. I just wanted to see how the levels were. I'm about to start the podcast with Aaron. You know Aaron? Oh, you haven't met him.
I know Aaron.
Aaron.
Balake.
Balake. What was that other one? Jaqueline?
Yeah, Jaqueline. D-Night.
Do you mean Jacqueline? Oh, I see how it is, Jaqueline. You want to go to war?
Yeah. No, well, he did that with Balake. I see.
Oh, yeah. You want to go to war, Balake? Classic.
The inner city street names, they don't translate over to white people that well.
They don't. The people are just used to pronouncing things a certain way, and it's not gonna translate.
That's that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
You'll see a white girl. I would say it's safe to assume if you see the name spelled Denice, or wait, let's try an S in there too instead of the C. But I would say, D nice. That's maybe 50 times, maybe like 30 to 40 times out of 100, it's going to be pronounced D nice. But I would choose Denise first.
I would prefer Dinese.
Dinese.
That's kind of a little Hispanic twist on it.
Maybe call her Nessie.
Nessie? Like Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah. Hey everyone, it's Nessie.
Hey, it's Ness Quick. How you doing?
Oh, are you quick in bed too?
Yeah, 3 pumps and I'm done. I'm a 3-pump champ.
They don't call me a jackrabbit for nothing now, do they?
A lot of them are unsatisfied, but as long as I'm satisfied, I don't care.
I always give away my chocolate.
Your Hershey's chocolate sauce? You might want to get that checked out. It's supposed to be white. Not trying to be racist.
Not trying to be racist.
Not trying to be racist, but usually your cum sperms are supposed to be white.
You want to go to war? You want to go to war,
Balake?
Oh, jeez. You want to go to war, Balake?
I see you on that Walt Disney, Pennsylvania, Nittany Lions energy with your Hershey's syrup.
You caught me red-handed there.
So, what's in the world of young Jeffrey today?
Well, I had a very interesting day yesterday, or last night, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I went on that date with that chick from Kenosha.
How'd that go?
It went way better than all the other silly online dates I had.
Really?
Yeah, this one went good. Yeah, we actually it felt like we actually connected, and we liked each other. Like, I didn't bang her, but at the end of the day, we had a nice little makeout sesh.
Well, you banging on the first date, that's usually a good idea not to do that. If you're going for something serious,
Yeah, I'd say that's with this person. I could see myself being serious with her.
Kenosha's kind of a trash town, but yeah.
Kind of a trash. Yeah, she was telling me how it's.
But they do have a White Castle there, so.
Okay, White Castle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was telling me how it's kind of like a small town kind of environment. She's tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told me that, like, I mean, I don't really care about like jobs a whole lot, but it seems like she's got a job that showcases she's a decent person. You know, she said she's a bus driver.
I like the way you said that. Showcases that she's a good person.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's the young Jeffrey articulation is just on point.
I feel like I get too wordy. Okay, she has a decent
No,
job.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like it's too wordy if I say it like that, but
no. You're doing good. Showcase. I love the word choice.
All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have like a career, but she's a bus driver, and she said she wants to move on to something else one day.
Like limo driving?
She's really passionate about animals, so maybe she'll become like a veterinary technician.
Well, hold on. You're not talking about no bestiality. You're not telling me she's gonna marry a sloth one day in 69.
No. Hey, but you know what? This girl is like. What I really like is she was physically attracted to me.
Did you put your penis on her forehead?
I told her a lot of flirtatious things that essentially said something like that.
Wow, that's how you do it. In order to date a girl and actually marry her, all you got to do is whip out your penis and put it on her forehead, and you'll pretty much get married. Did you know that? That's a secret hack, a dating hack.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna take notes though.
Yeah, Danny DeVito endorses it.
Okay. So it's not. So it doesn't. So the marriage doesn't count. So you put the penis on the forehead.
Well, that's what consummates it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you feel like things are going well with you and a woman, and you're having some nice back and forth flirting, and maybe some outside the pants hand jobs. All you got to do is just whip out your dick and put it right on her forehead, and that'll pretty much seal the deal.
Yeah, what I really liked about the way she looked is look-wise.
Look-wise?
She was attractive, but her body type was like my perfect type.
So like 300 pounds.
500 pounds.
Okay. That's a little light. I think you should be going for heavier girls.
Like the chicks on my 600-pound life.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, if you can't reel her in with a harpoon, then what are you doing?
Yeah. What's the surgeon's name who's like the head guy on that show?
Anthony Fauci.
I forgot. Wait, but have you ever seen My 600-Pound Life?
Yeah.
Hey, you know the doctor I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like
Isn't he like he's like an Indian guy, right?
Yeah, he's kind of old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our first date was with him.
Oh, you did a 3-way?
Yeah. He talked about losing weight, and we were just like, hold up.
Did he put his needle dick in her left earlobe?
You know what? She was so fat, I didn't see him the whole time. It was
like a wall. Like he was on one side, you were on the other. So like it was like a wall in between you. You couldn't see what was going on either side.
I took the front because her and I were together, and he took the back.
Well, that's a gentleman move on his part.
And there were a couple couple times where I was like, "How you doing back there?" I didn't really hear him. I just kind of heard a muffled, just like, "Mm-hmm."
Oh yeah. Well, that means he was enjoying it then.
I mean, I thought he was dead, but
well, he probably got suffocated a little bit. I think did she try to go on, because I saw the tape. Didn't she try to like go like ride him, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't breathe. Get off me."
She kind of looked at him and was just like, "I like it when you can't breathe."
That was like her kink, was like suffocating men while she's on top. And crushing. I think he got like a broken leg too.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had to get like a couple guys to break up the orgy, like because he was gonna die.
Right. Well, sometimes, and you're gonna need like a few guys to lift her off, because at that weight,
I mean, they were a little distracted by all the blubber that they were just really turned on by.
I mean, anytime you and there's no actual evidence that he came inside of her pussy, because it might have been all fat that just was surrounding his dick. Like, I don't think he even got it in.
Yeah, I think his name was, what is it, Dr. Bagua?
Like Amir or Ahmed or something, Mohammed. Something like that. I think he was around. He was like one of those guys that back in the day, during like when you get those Beanie Babies from McDonald's, he made it big, sold a bunch of Beanie Babies, and then
oh, his name is Dr. Now.
Dr. Now.
Now Zara. Well, I mean, the long version is Now Zara. Now Zaradin. Now
Okay.
Zaradin. But they say Dr. Now.
Well, that's a good name.
Oh, actually, he's an Iranian doctor.
She's being arraigned on Tuesday.
I'm Iranian. Do you want me to show you my harangue?
You want to show? Here's my Australian. Hey mate, let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. You want to see my boomerang?
Let's do another shrimp on the barbie.
You want to see my boomerang? Because it's curved a little bit to the left.
I like Dumb and Dumber when Floyd does it, and then that girl Mary looks at him. Or no, it wasn't Mary, but that chick that got out of the limo was like, "Let's not."
Let's not.
And
I remember that.
He totally got the whole like the wrong like location. Like, she said Austria, and then he goes into the Australian mode.
Yeah.
Austria. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. Because if you think about it, like, Austrian and Australian are so like, they sound almost. I could see you can mix that up.
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, we should give Floyd a break.
Yeah, I don't know why we're being so hard on him.
Because he was hard on us.
Right. Well, you mean last night when he railed you in the butt?
Yeah. Well, not last night, because I fucked last night, but a couple nights prior.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I think I might do? I might just make like a profile on. How funny would it be if we both made like Grindr profiles?
Yeah, we should see who can pull. That could be our New Year's resolution. Who can pull the most dudes in 2023?
Dude, remember Greg? I remember Greg, how he made that fake profile of the chick, and he got like all those. That one dude like come all the way from Green Bay to Milwaukee.
Yeah. I mean, the troll game of the honey badger was just off the charts.
I told my mom about that, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that Greg would do that.
I remember. I was talking to Greg on the phone one time, and he was taking a shit, and his mother barged into the bathroom while he was on the potty.
Yeah.
And she said she was going to ruin his life.
What?
And then she was like, "Who are you talking to? You're a fucking drug dealer?"
Why did she say that?
I don't know.
I can see why Greg doesn't want to be around his parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I wish him the best. I think we're going into territory here where we don't really want to put this out there.
Oh yeah. But I got you.
I'll edit it out. But
yeah, man. We gotta look out for our friend Mr. Greg, though. He's at the end of the day, he's trying his best. He likes to bang the black chicks and some black dudes, probably.
Nothing wrong with banging a black dude once in a while.
Once you go black, you never go back.
Oh man, I'm gonna edit all this out.
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, dude, no, for real. Like, she was, and I think I've told you this before. Like, I don't know why. I just can't do like the whole skinny like Barbie look. To me, it's just fake.
I like I like petite women, but I want. Look, I work long hours. I'm not gonna come home to a flat ass.
Oh man, dude, for real, man. No, that is good.
Remember that one song? I'm looking for a dime. That's top of the line. Cute face, little waist, with a big behind. Remember that?
Yeah. Dude, a shit ton of like girls use that on their TikToks and shit.
On their OnlyFans.
Dude, at the end of the day, girls just try to get attention, and if you don't give it to them, then they go crazy.
That's a famous saying. If you're having problems, you're either not giving them enough attention or enough money. It's one or the other.
It's one or the other. Oh man,
Mike Jones. That was an original quote from Mike Jones.
He sounds like a smart man.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Mike Jones. I'm at your boy, baby. You killed it on this one, man. Sure. We got you and Twins and Mike Jones in this tonight. Call the park and switch out in this bitch. All right.
That's top of the line. Cute face, little waist, with a big behind. That was a classic banger. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that was remember that one song he made, Mike Jones? And this is like early 2000s. Back when I was in high school, like a freshman in high school. I remember it might have been middle school, I don't know, but he was like, remember that one song? He was like, I stay flossing in the candy paint, rolling dank, twisting. I don't know what he said, but that was a classic.
It's been too long. It's been too long for that one.
I know. Well, I am a bit older than you, so I think during that time you were probably in diapers.
Sucking on the nip.
Mm-hmm. Breast milk, you make my day.
This one time I was talking to this one girl. She looks at me. She's just like, dude, you know what, Jeff? I've been drinking since I got off the tit.
Because my mother was an alcoholic and I got some whiskey from her.
The breast milk must have been infused with liquor or something.
It might have been some Fireball infused.
Man, that tit milk was fire.
It was, oh yeah.
Fireball you were drinking out of there.
It really released the dragon in me.
All those years you thought they were preparing you for like The Catholic school life. No.
Yeah.
They want you to be prepared for the drinking team.
Well, that's what they told me when they were training me to be an altar boy. They're like, all right, here we have the Lord's blood, but we also have some fireball. You take your pick.
Yeah, maybe the Catholic priest was just like, or you can have date night with me.
Ooh.
I'll show you some fireball.
You want to come to confession and confess your sins, little boy?
We all know what Josh Quintana would have said.
He would have ripped up $100 bill and told him to pick it off the floor.
He would have been. I feel like Josh would have been like, or I'll get you to confess your sins with me.
You're not stuck here in confession with me. Or wait, he would be like, I'm not in confession with you. You're in confession with me.
Here, now, pick up this $100 bill.
Pick it off the floor, you dog. Do 10 Hail Marys after that.
Yeah, have you talked to Josh lately?
You know, I haven't talked to him lately. Did have a podcast, another pod. We have like 2 things recorded.
I want him to come. I don't know why, but there's a small part of me that wants him to come back to Wisconsin just to see what he's like. I mean, hopefully he's better, but
there's no part of me that wants him to come back. That criminal belongs in Guantanamo Bay. I'll talk to him over the phone.
There's no. I like how you completely were like, no, like
no.
There's no part of me.
I don't want to see that dog. I don't want to see that barking asshole ever again.
I really miss his humor.
He's a fucking monster. He doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
He is a monster.
He is. Oh man. That's why it's like it's fun to talk to him over the phone, but I wouldn't want to see his ass in person. I don't want to see that shit-eating grin ever again. I don't even want to video call him. I just want to hear his voice. That's it.
We already had the Milwaukee Monster. We don't need another one.
Yeah.
They nicknamed Jeffrey Dahmer the Milwaukee Monster, if you didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew that. He'd be like, "Hey, you want a Budweiser? You want to see my I dissected a rat today. You want to take a look at it? Hey, drink up that beer. Come on. What are you doing? Chug, chug, chug."
Dude. Oh man. You know that dude, when I was on that date last night, the ending was just fun for me. There's that we had that moment when we were just hugging, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that. It gives you that chance to just get a little closer to the person in another way. I'm not going to sound cheesy. Don't know her, but it's like, and then when you start just feeling them up, it's like,
outside the pants hand job.
Yeah, like it felt like you're just getting this raging hard on, and you can't hold it back.
Did you? Well, it's only good if you come in your pants.
No, I didn't finish in the pants. No.
I didn't finish in the pants. Well, you know, my go-to move is like, if I meet a girl off Tinder and we're cuddling, I'll actually just, when she's not looking, I'll just come right on her left armpit.
What about the right one?
Well, once she'll find out later. Like, I got to recharge like 20 minutes, and then I go for the right.
Well, you know, when you're on those Tinder dates too, like, have you ever had those moments when, like, you know, you're cuddling, you're watching a movie,
mm-hmm.
and then she might say, or you might say, "Hey, I need to adjust," and for whatever reason, when you adjust, like, your dick just kind of like somehow falls like right into the slippery slopes of her vagina.
Well, it accidentally happens sometimes.
And you look at the girl and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry I put that there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that felt. I don't know how that slipped in there, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm really comfortable.
Right. And usually she goes, "Oh, that's okay."
Would you?
Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Novelty. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. We're trying to put out the best content we possibly can. Thank you for listening, and get yourself a spaghetti sandwich. And right now, I'm going to call out Nick Thune. He says you don't need to scoop the roll. I say we scoop the roll. I agree with Brendan. And if you haven't listened to the Do You Know Who Jason Segel Is podcast, you should definitely check it out. All right. I just wanted to make an announcement real quick. I just bought a Do You Know Who Jason Segel Is large turquoise shirt from the World Record Podcast store. Support Brendan Walsh. He's a great comedian. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. And support Nick Thune. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Saucecast with Novelty. Today we have a very special guest. We have Isaiah. He is a graphic designer. How you doing, Isaiah?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm not like a professional graphic designer because I did drop out of college. I'm a dropout designer.
Dropout designer.
Yeah.
Well, there's no shame in that. I've also dropped out of college at one point, so I know how it goes.
Mm-hmm. I know I went into like a technical college, and I honestly thought that like a lot more people from my school would have went there. But the moment I stepped foot in that school, I was like all alone. There was just like a bunch of adults and then like foreign people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just stepping in a whole new world. But I went with the graphic design for a little while, but my college wanted me to do like general ed classes first.
Right, that's what they always do.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass to get through. I barely made it through that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I eventually got into Adobe Photoshop, but sadly when I went into there, the spark wasn't there like how it was back in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I just dropped out.
That's how it goes sometimes. A lot of people think like just going to college, you're gonna get like once you get that piece of paper, the world's gonna be so much easier for you. You're gonna make way more money. But that's in all reality, you're spending a lot more to invest in a false idea that, and there are people that do it, but I feel like college, you don't need college anymore. Would you agree?
Yeah, you don't really need college anymore. And especially with, YouTube and how social media and how like basically anyone can get famous if they do something unique.
Right.
You don't really need college to get you somewhere now. So, I mean, it is a good asset to have,
Mm-hmm.
just to have in your back pocket, but
Right.
it just doesn't feel worth it at this point.
And it's also like if you can develop a craft and just become good at something, and there's plenty of knowledge on the internet. I mean, we have the internet. We don't need a professor to show us fucking YouTube videos. We can watch that on our own,
Yeah.
So, anyways, how long have you been doing you work with Photoshop? And
I have worked with Photoshop, but in the past I would use my phone because that was the only thing I could afford as a kid.
you can do a lot with the phone nowadays.
Yeah. So I have been doing graphic design and video editing for about, I would say 6 years now.
Nice.
All combined. so I have some pretty good knowledge, but I still don't know everything, especially with computers.
And the image
It's a long time.
The image you're seeing right now is a creation by Isaiah. He did a good job. Some Italian guy jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, it's some of my best work.
Honestly, that was a good one. So what is your? So you use an iPad? You said.
Well, I don't have an iPad. I just use my phone for the video editing, and then for the thumbnails and stuff. That's what I use Photoshop for. Everything I did in that artwork that I did was just in Photoshop and nothing else.
Wow. Did you, so that like, that the splatter kind of design you did?
Yeah.
Did you draw that yourself, or was that kind of just a?
No, it was just a thing I found. I guess I could have drawn it like that, but I don't have a drawing pad right now.
Okay.
I wish I did.
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminded me of like a Nickelodeon kind of look.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
Yeah. And then like you think of like Sauce, like, and then like Nickelodeon had like the Slime Time. So it was kind of like that.
I made that thumbnail at like 1 a.m. and I was just like putting everything into my head, thinking, what should I put in the thumbnail? Should I put in this character? Should I put in like, Sauce? The point of his channel. I was just like thinking of a billion different things at once.
Yeah.
And then I just somehow got really tired, and before I knew it, I made the whole thing.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
So what else, do you have any other hobbies, or you're just, do you do videos? You're a gamer, you game with friends.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite game to play with your friends?
That is a very tough choice.
Yeah, there's so many nowadays.
I would have to say Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
Yep. I used to. Have you played the newest? You're playing the newest one?
The newest one. We play that online quite frequently. Like before, it was only me and my friend Gavin who would play it, and we had other online friends, but we drifted apart from them.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually all of our friends started getting PS5 slowly throughout the years, and then we eventually all got Red Dead, so now we play that.
And there's so many possibilities in the game where it's like, it's so realistic. If you shoot someone in the left thigh, you can see the bullet hole there. It's like, and there's so many like different, if you think about like the possibilities of like what you can do, it's like you're in a world where like it's very realistic, where every action you take and every conversation you have leads to another. Like, I don't know, maybe you're probably too young to understand this, but when I was a kid, I used to read books where it was like, if you want to get in the elevator, go to page 97. If you don't want to get in the elevator, go to page 69 or whatever. And like, it's like one of those things where every move you make can lead to a different outcome.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite video games to play.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I used to read those books a lot.
Oh, really?
Because I did not, I didn't have cable, and I did have access to the internet, but I never used it because I wasn't interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd always just rely on those books or graphic novels or
comic
books. Not chapter books, though. They always bored me. They were just words.
I mean, when I grew up, I didn't have access to there would be certain days where like you had dial-up internet and just wouldn't work. Or like your parents were like, get off the computer, and you can't, do anything. So then all you got is books and just your, so like growing up, I feel like during my time, I didn't have as much, but I grew up during like the precipice of the internet. You know, like back when like AOL, Instant Messenger, and MySpace were a huge thing. And like there were certain days where like if you were on the computer on the internet and someone tried to make a phone call, you would lose internet and you would just be like, oh shit, get off the phone. And like nowadays it's like everyone can be on the internet and whatever. And it's like, so growing up during I'm 32 years old, like we're just spoiled now with like all this accessibility to like do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I grew up, it was like if someone was on the phone, I couldn't be on the internet. You know what I mean? And like there was only one computer in the house.
Yeah. That was it for me when I was growing up. There was only ever one computer in the house, and that was like a computer from the 90s, like the gray looking small computers.
Like the Windows box.
Windows, yeah,
monitor.
that's what I had and what I grew up with. And
Wow.
I know I used to play all sorts of Flash games on it.
Yeah.
I was never into like, social media or YouTube or anything like that. I just kind of played games by myself, or I read, or I just did other things.
And that's not a bad thing. Though. It's not a bad thing. Like, I feel like kids nowadays don't play outside and they don't read anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're just, going into a different time.
Yeah, I did play outside, but that was only with like a neighbor, my neighbor's kid that I knew, and the other kids at school, back at my old school before I went into the town I'm in now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just crazy how spoiled we are with the internet.
Right.
And just how seamless everything seems to be now.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty wild.
The instant gratification culture. That's what I like to call it.
The instant gratification?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like basically anything you want, you can just get it on your phone.
Yeah.
Whatever you're into or whoever you're into, you can it's right there. It's in your pocket.
The click of a button.
Yep. The tap of a thumb.
If you want to watch just random videos of Logan Paul, just look him up on YouTube and there he is. So I would watch him.
Andrew Tate.
Oh, Andrew Tate. Did you hear that he got arrested recently?
Yeah, I saw that. It's another publicity stunt.
I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, like all these headlines you see on Snapchat, and you like go to the stories or whatever. It's all like mind control, like they want you to think our culture is like this. Like they want this guy Andrew Tate to be like the most alpha man ever. And it's like, look at this guy, he even gets arrested. It's like supporting the police state. And it goes even further than that, like with the hip hop culture and all these rappers getting arrested or shot. And it's like they want everyone to be like a celebrity now and have their like live streams and stuff. And then like the people that they actually get famous, they have to like actually sell their soul on some level.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like it's promoting a culture of everyone like, look at me. But then like the people who actually are famous, it's showing in the headlines that they're getting arrested and shot, and it's all a trap. And that's what I want to kind of talk about on this podcast. Like, I just do this because I enjoy it. Like, I don't want to be famous. I like to talk about a variety of topics with like-minded or unlike-minded people. I don't care. Like, I'm just going to do this no matter what. So might as well record it.
That's how it is with my channel. I never cared about being famous at all. I just really want people to recognize my work. And I want them to be able to appreciate it because I didn't make it to just get money or become rich and get mentioned. No.
You just enjoy doing it.
Stupid. Though I would enjoy getting money, like any normal person.
Yeah.
I just want people to be able to recognize my work, and I just want, to bring smiles to people's faces when they watch my videos, even though only like, I don't know, a few people watch my videos.
Right.
And I also really make them for my friends. My friends seem to think I kind of make it for the public, which yes, I kind of do, but I make them mostly for my friend group.
I would say that I make, like you're putting it on, you're putting it on the internet, which is public, but only people that know you are really going to watch it. Like, it's not like you're putting out to the fucking world. Like, you're not getting like millions of views. It's just for like an easy way to send a link. And then it just so happens to be on YouTube, but like you're still making it for friends.
Yeah.
And if it gets famous, it gets famous, but it's not like you're going to, sell out to like completely change your integrity in the direction of where you came from.
Yeah. I know that the reason why I make it for my friends too is just because how dumb YouTube is. I hope your channel doesn't get like, destroyed for this, but YouTube has been acting stupid recently.
Oh yeah, well they're
channels, especially gaming channels. Those have been suffering greatly.
I would say like the censorship of the overall internet has been way more strict. And
around last month, YouTube was making all these stupid policy updates that basically restricted gamers from making specific content. And whenever they would post, thumbnails of like, I don't know, somewhat graphic images from like games, or make like, those clickbaity thumbnails, they would not get any monetization for it.
Right.
All the work that they put in.
Or they could blame it on like a song, like like if you put like a song in there, like they'd be like, that's copyrighted. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're right about the copyright claim too, because I just think that's stupid. But I mean, it's not just YouTube's fault. That's also the greedy record companies that want to just claim everything they can, and if someone uses their videos. But I just think it's dumb how whenever we try to use music in our videos, for some reason YouTube just has to be like, oh, they think we're going to claim that as our own.
No, but
that we're going to claim that as our own song, and then we're going to post it saying, oh yeah, this is my song, I made this is 100% mine, totally. And then they go, oh yeah, that gives me a right to copyright claim.
And
I think that's dumb.
If I was an artist that I had some people use my song in their video, that's more promotion for me. Like, I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, it's just more promotion, but YouTube doesn't see it that way. And
it's all it's all an algorithm.
Ad revenue, or just because of the revenue in total, because that gets them more money. They want more of the money, more of the shares.
Right.
They don't care about anyone else. They haven't for a long time.
Right.
There was this one YouTuber I saw where he kept making videos, and for some reason, for probably 5 straight months, YouTube stopped paying him for no reason. And he contacted them for months saying, you guys haven't, paid me. I don't care about you paying me forward. I just want the money that I worked hard to get. Can you do that for me? And he contacted them for straight months, and they kept saying, oh, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Yeah, it's just a problem. It's just a bug. It's just a glitch. They still haven't done anything about it. They still haven't done anything to pay the guy back. And I just think that's very upsetting, because he does work very hard, even though I don't watch him all the time. The fact that he's still struggling with it just is very upsetting.
Well,
I think he's a small creator.
Small creator. There's a thing now, and the thing is, people don't watch television anymore. Like, when you would, as a kid, you'd watch you just throw on the television. Now the television is on your phone, and the certain programs they want you to watch are going to be more promoted. So it's like they want everyone to feel like they can make content, but yet the content that they really want out there is going to be handpicked. and more promoted. Like, so you might be making good content, but you're not going to be, you know, in the eye of the average household person. The people that get like, you know, like there's a reason why more people are like getting the videos from whatever it is, Andrew Tate, Logan Paul, blah blah blah. It's like because like that's out there, they have the money to get it out there. Like it's all about money and like promoting it to be the top thing on Snapchat and all that. So like even if you do put out good content, if you're not promoting it, it's not really going to be recognized by, you know, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Like, I just want to do my own thing. If I get discovered, like, if someone's like, oh, this guy's funny, and is, because, like, that is possible too. Like, you know, I personally, I feel like I'm not interested in things that are mainstream. I always go for, like, more of an underground. Like, if I find a guy that's funny and he's got, like, barely any views on YouTube, that's like gold right there. So like nowadays, like if you put yourself out there, it's like almost like you might get mined. And if someone offered you like $1 million to do a podcast, but you had to sell your soul, but like you could still like put out your essence in a pure way and not have to like do these fucking, you know, whatever their agenda is. I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing. I would do it for my own enjoyment.
Yeah. A lot of the bigger channels are just slowly selling themselves out.
Oh yeah, it's
becoming a whole bunch of corporate channels and businesses.
A prime example.
It's good that they're growing.
Yeah.
But it's not like, what about the fans? What about the people that stuck with them
right
for years? Because now you're just making stupid corporate BS videos that literally no one cares about.
And someone's at some point you got to think someone's writing a script for them. And like, you know, prime example, Joe Rogan. I started listening to him back in like 2010 or 2011 or whatever. And like back then his podcast was just so much more hilarious. It was real. And then now it's like you can't even listen to it unless you have Spotify, and it's like he's just interviewing all these like, you know, high up people in the government and whatever, people that control this country, like Elon Musk and all these people. And it's like it's not enjoyable. It's not the same. It totally shifted from what it used to be.
Yeah. Speaking about that, when I was talking about, you know, Logan Paul earlier, there was like, I don't know if you heard about his biggest scandal recently.
No.
With, you know, with cryptocurrency, he had a huge scandal where he made this thing called Crypto Zoo. And since he's an influencer, of course, a whole bunch of other people were going to get in on this. And because he basically fooled everyone and manipulated people into thinking that he was a reformed man. Because do you remember back in like 2020 when he made that really controversial video where he was in the forest?
I mean, I feel like his whole career he's been making controversial videos, so
he has, but like,
yeah,
from years after that, he made it seem like he was really getting himself better and trying to appeal to more people in a good way.
And now he's in the WWE.
I don't even know if he's going to be in the WWE anymore. He's basically canceled.
He's basically just a fucking troll. Like,
he's just a troll, because with his latest scandal, he made this thing called Crypto Zoo. And what you do in Crypto Zoo is when you invest, it's a game where when you invest money, you can buy these eggs. And over time, you know, these eggs hatch, and you can get a whole variety of different animals, and when they hatch, they're NFTs.
Oh, yeah.
So they're worth something. But for whatever reason, like even from the start, it was very buggy, very glitchy, very messy. Like no one even bothered to test it, and they just put it up on their website or whatever. And then people invested like thousands to even millions of dollars from like all around the world. And what happened was after they invested their money, just Logan Paul went silent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the eggs didn't even hatch.
Wow.
The eggs did not hatch at all, and Logan Paul just went silent. He didn't say anything. You know,
just made a shitload of money. Just ripped a bunch of people off.
Social medias. He only said like 2 messages, and they were completely irrelevant to the cryptos because everyone was asking like, when are they gonna hatch? When am I gonna get my money, or when is it gonna become valuable? It never did. And
here's the thing,
about a year ago.
and like Corey, my buddy Corey, I'll bleep that out, but my buddy Tristan W, he works in that industry with cryptocurrency and NFTs and everything, and he said it's all just a giant jerk off party. When you sell a fucking NFT, who knows if like the other people that you work with will just buy it and then claim it's worth a bunch, and then you know, it's all fake. Like it's all just, you know, I don't get how we came to this level where like you can't say like a physical signed like Randy Moss football card is worth more than just a digital picture, basically.
Yeah.
Like there is something valuable in a physical item. I just don't get why we've gotten to the point in our our society where like we think that things that are digital are worth more.
Yeah. There have been a whole bunch of different like cryptocurrency scams.
Yeah. And it's easy.
People would make their own. Yeah, they could just make their own and be like, oh, this is going to become valuable. You guys should really purchase this. And then they do. And then what happens? They just go silent. All their money's gone.
And you can bring that back to even when they fucking got rid of the gold standard. A piece of gold actually was backed by U.S. like notes or whatever. They called them Federal Reserve notes. Well, that's what it is now. But like back when like the actual dollar was backed by gold, it's not backed by that no more. So like that, once you realize that the U.S. dollar is not backed by anything, it's just something in the system, and we're how many trillions of dollars, billions and trillions of dollars in debt. Now we're getting even worse because we're like just glorifying like digital things, and everyone's on their phone, just, you know, OnlyFans. Just like everyone's like wants the spotlight, the limelight, and it's like I kind of like it better when like, you know, there's certain people in this population that are talented and they're allowed to like be taped and be put on the air. But like most people don't need to be like always just in the limelight because they're really not offering much to society, and it's lowering everyone's kind of like value of entertainment. Like, and people now like they can like make a TikTok video of someone turning on a lamp and be like, oh my God, so satisfying. I can't believe we have electricity. Yeah. Like, look how easy it is. It's like, it's so simple to you could just make like a fucking bologna sandwich and get 1 million views on TikTok.
I know just seeing that on social media, how some people with the dumbest people with absolutely no talent can somehow point out like the smallest thing in a video. Yeah. And then make thousands or millions of dollars overnight. And then you see all these smaller creators that nobody knows or hears of work their asses off to make some of the best content that they are willing to make. And have more
intricate concepts than just, will this work? Like, it's like the most basic science experiments, or like making simple food, that it's like everyone knows how to fucking do this. Like, I don't know why. And part of me is kicking myself because I should have gotten on this. But, you know, I have more integrity than that. Like, I would never sell myself like that. Like, that's so fucking cheesy. Like, oh, here we go, mac and cheese in the sink. You see those videos where these women are like just throwing a bunch of noodles in the sink and then throwing a bunch of cheese on there and mixing it up in their dirty ass kitchen sink? I know, that shit's so so disgusting.
I can't look at that.
It's just like poison to your mind.
Yeah, there's this one girl that I saw that was vegan, and she decided to get like she doesn't like grease in her meat. So what she did was that she got like this meat, and then she put it into like those things that you put noodles in, so that the water comes out of it.
The strainer or the colander.
She put that into like a whatever that is, and then just like drained all the grease out, and then started pouring water on it.
Oh.
And then she dried it up.
Oh.
And then she put it on her plate and started eating it.
Oh.
That was disgusting.
No.
She got rid of all the grease, and it was just meat. There was no spices, no nothing, just watery.
But you said she was vegan.
Yeah, I know. That was like her.
So she would eat meat, but she wouldn't eat like. What the fuck? That's not vegan. You're still eating meat.
It like sent a whole bunch of mixed signals into my brain, like you're vegan, but you're eating meat, but you want to get the grease out of the meat, but so it doesn't taste like meat. But
I think people are just becoming like, for a lack of a better term, mentally handicapped with all this stupid shit on the internet. Like, I think that I'm starting to agree with like they should just not let anyone put out anything.
Yeah, I really wouldn't say that like society is getting dumber, but rather like social, people being social, like their social skills, they're dwindling heavily.
Yeah.
Like people don't know how to interact with each other anymore, and
I feel like people are more comfortable. They're more comfortable like talking on the internet than talking in person. Like, yeah. I don't know about you, but like back when I was single and I'd go on Tinder and all that, and like I'd get an online date and we'd be having a great interaction, through texting and maybe a phone call here and there. And then as soon as we met in person, things were just 100% different. Like people are losing the essential capability of just interacting with a human being in person.
Yeah, I had some dates in college, and that's how it was for me too. We would talk, and everything would be nice. Some girls asked me out. We'd go on a date, and they would act completely different. They would be on their phones mostly.
Yep.
It just seemed like they weren't interested. And I was making some pretty interesting conversation, actually. They just were not contributing because they're just on their phone, that was more important.
They'll just lay there and be on their phone, and it's like, hello, yoo-hoo.
Why accept it? And why do all this if you're not even going to bother to try? You're just wasting your time and my time. I could be doing other things.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I agree 100%. Like there's nothing more frustrating than trying to if you're on a date or even just, if I'm going to hang out with someone, I want to have the same like expectation that like, all right, we're here in person. We're going to talk. We're going to joke around. We're going to give each other. But like when you're on your phone, it's like you're just disassociated from like the experience of like, you're a human being. You're not a computer. Like, I feel like they're trying to merge the human consciousness into just like a computer at this point.
That's what they're doing with Meta.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically make like everyone like Ready Player One. I don't know if you ever seen that one, but it's where the people just put themselves into like this VR, and it's basically another life.
Yeah.
And people live out these lives for years and years and years, and they keep building up their stuff. That's what it's like with Meta.
Right.
They're just trying to get you to connect to whatever that is. I don't even want to get into that, but they want to connect you to whatever that is.
And that's where you go into the digital currency and the social credit score and all that.
Yeah. It's just scary. And like,
it is.
That's how this is what humanity is going to now.
That's the agenda. Like, it is sad because there's nothing we can really do about it because that's the agenda and that's what's going to be pushed. But if we have enough people that just kind of don't agree with it, we can start our own kind of society, I guess. At this point, like, that's the best we can do is just, talk to people that don't agree with it. But, like, we're all affected by it, no doubt. Like, we're all affected by it, but I feel like the main thing to remember is like in your best mind and in your best, like, we all know this is wrong. Like, we're all kind of getting sucked into it slowly. But I feel like at the end of the day, like, or whatever, I hate that saying at the end of the day, but I feel like the people who know that this is fucked up, they're going to kind of start their own. You're going to be talking to people who are like-minded. So it really doesn't affect the people who know that it's the people who want to be in it, they're going to be in it. And the people who don't, I feel like they're not. They will be influenced by it, but they're not going to be fully in it like the people who enjoy it.
Yeah. Man, what a topic.
I mean, 2023, man, shit's getting. And
yeah, no, like,
I don't know if you watch the NFL at all, but I mean, the way things are going now, it's like a team can be like 4-8 and then make the playoffs.
mm-hmm.
It's just all about the narrative. It's all about like,
Yeah,
I always said like the betting, don't even get me started on the betting. But it's like they want it to be entertaining and they want people to make money off of it, so they continue watching it and paying for it and going to the games. They love that underdog, like, story, and like, I think Disney and Nickelodeon are, for a fact, a part of the NFL because they're playing on our heartstrings. It's like, that's my team and they lost, and all of a sudden they're doing good. It's like that's how they make money, because they're trying to like create narratives and create like, celebrities, like stars. Oh, this guy, like, I was watching an interview with Jair Alexander from the Packers, and he was wearing a hat like like those fitted caps.
Yeah.
It was like 3 times the size of his head, and he was wearing. It's like, I'll throw that in the video, but he was wearing this hat where it was like clearly just, I don't know what held it up. Like, I don't know because he doesn't have dreads. So I feel like he was wearing something underneath that held it up, because it was like 5 times bigger than his head.
Yeah, that seems likely that he had to have put something under his hat.
And I feel like it was just all like a publicity stunt.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I mean, there is nothing wrong with having a narrative in sports, but if it gets to the point where it dictates like the beginning, middle, and the end of the game, then why? What's even the point of the game? Is it even a game anymore, or are we just watching a story?
You are, because they're telling you on and Sunday Night Football is the worst, because they're like, we're going into Act 2. Like, the fact that they call it Act 2.
Act 2.
Like, they like, it's like a play. It's almost like a choreography. And all these guys like, oh, this guy wasn't playing good all day. And then they like go to like a video of like him, like, this is how he grew up. He was in Alabama, and his family was in poverty, and now he's coming out here. Oh, touchdown! It's like, it's always like a story behind it. Like, they want like certain players to have like good games, and then like, next game they're irrelevant, and it's like on to the next guy, and it's like talent doesn't really matter anymore. It's all about like betting and like the story, like what can entertain the public.
Yeah. I know back when I used to watch football for a little while, it was just when I used to watch the games, I never really saw a narrative like how you were explaining, how they would basically explain a player's entire backstory.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why, like, they were reading it on a sheet of paper. They weren't doing that. I mean, they were just like excited about the game and just like telling me what's going on, what's happening, who's winning. And when I see football now, they just kind of don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, it changed a lot in the last decade because back when I was a kid, it was just football. There was one camera angle. You know, there was more like the refs took it more. You saw the fucking game last night where it was just like it gives people something to talk about, and then you go out to these talk shows. What's the fucking thing going on with this? Blah, blah. Justin Jefferson from the Vikings, he took his helmet off and fucking bashed his helmet against a referee, and he didn't get a penalty.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's it.
And they were just like, well, that's what happens when he's frustrated. It's like, well, that would be a fucking ejection from the game back in the day. If you hit your helmet against a referee, you would be booted out of the game. Everyone would boo you. Like, and then he just sat on the sidelines crying and didn't do anything. It's just like,
yeah.
The game is so much different now.
I mean, it's not like hockey where, the two guys just throw their sticks out and start pummeling each other. But even then, you have to get like a consent from both sides in order to start out the fight, because that's actually one of the rules. In the
right.
Is that
like as a man, all right, we're gonna fist fight, like, and like they're so passive aggressive now with their little like. For example, like tonight or last night, Jair Alexander and fucking Justin Jefferson, they were going at it all night, and Alexander hit down, he defended a pass, and he started doing like the dance that Justin Jefferson usually does. Like he's like, and then the commentators are like, in your face. Ooh. And then there was like a point in the game where and it only happens on the games where like most people like CBS with like Tony Romo and whatever the fuck his name, Brian Nance or whatever. They did a fucking WWE move on a guy and like, oh, that's going to be a penalty. That was too much. It was like the whole crowd was cheering. And it was like entertaining to watch. Like the guy picked him up and just body slammed him. And they're just like, oh, that's going to be a penalty. They get off on this stuff. They know this stuff sells.
Yeah.
And it's like back in the day, like if you did that, that wouldn't even happen back in the day because they played football the traditional way. Now it's turning more and more into like reactions and WWE type shit.
As I know, like football is one of the bigger sports in the country, right?
Yeah, like the NFL is like the biggest thing in America. Well, baseball and NFL, yeah.
Yeah, baseball, I think that's like considered America's favorite pastime, right? Just for how relaxing the game is to watch and how calming it is compared to like any other sport.
Right. It is America's pastime, yeah.
And I would think that like NBA is honestly one of the bigger sports, at least right now.
It's become a lot bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
But like even NBA, like you can tell it's even more rigged. Like they just have like a few guys that they want to be the best player, like LeBron James or Steph Curry. And you can bring it back to even Michael Jordan. Like he had a whole fucking like movie made about him, like how aliens were taking control of the humans and like
Space Jam.
And you have to wonder sometimes. I mean, I'm not trying to get too conspiratorial here, but like you have to wonder, like maybe they were trying to give us a message there.
Maybe. I mean, Michael Jordan in his prime, he was a superhuman, especially with how he would just dunk things. Like dunk basketballs at like light speed. From like the videos that I've seen, where he just like run all the way to like the basket and then you just go like.
Yeah, like it was almost just like automatic. Just he jumped from the free throw line and would make a just dunk on everybody. And like there's got to be outside influences. Like I think it's like way deeper than we all realize. Like these people are not. I wouldn't say that they are just the average human. And like the fact that there's so much money on the games and stuff, and they're all getting shot up. All the players are getting shot up with pain medication so they can just keep playing. Because like
pain medication or steroids, probably steroids.
Steroids, both of them probably, and who knows what else. But you know, it's like the fact that they're putting their body through that much physical violence, and they're just like able to play like all the time. It's like, and a lot of them don't make it, but like the ones that, and the quarterbacks usually, and the kickers, because they never get hit. But like, there's a reason why like running backs don't last long. Like, imagine just getting hit every fucking week by like, you know, at the end of the game, you just got to be exhausted, and then they expect them to do all these interviews and.
Like these guys get like bad concussions and sometimes even, you know, short-term memory loss, long-term memory loss. They get shifts in, you know, their brain chemistry.
There's a good
shifting their emotions.
Right. There's a good documentary about that actually. About like NFL players that like once they reach their 50s or 60s, they start losing their memory. They go basic. What is that called when you don't remember? Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's, yeah.
And like they'll be talking to their wife and then they'll be like, "Wait, who are you?"
Yeah, there was this I think I remember watching a documentary where there was this one key player who got hurt so bad to the point where he really messed up his head. And what happened was that he got Alzheimer's and short-term memory loss. So his brain would basically go in like a loop. So someone would go into his hospital room and it would ask him the same questions every day. He would forget it, and then they'd ask him the same questions again, and it would just be the same thing. Like his brain is in a loop. And it's just very sad that that's what happens when you are a running back or someone that's really, you know,
getting hit in the head like a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Well, wide receivers, like, you know, you're gonna get hit, but like you can have the, you know, control to not get it. If you're good enough and fast enough and like know when to get down, you won't get hit as much. But running backs are just straight up taking it up the middle, and you're gonna get hit like every single time you touch the ball. Especially if you're like a power back, like an AJ Dillon. You're gonna get hit every time, like by just everyone's gonna pummel, and you're going into the defensive line, the biggest guys. So like,
it's not like these are, you know, 130-pound, you know, lightweights. These are like 200 plus, 6'4", 6'5", maybe even 7-foot players. You know, basically armor, just like charging at you full force.
I think we're gonna reach the point where people are gonna realize like, I don't want to do this. Like, can we just? And then it's gonna be all like VR. Like it's all gonna be turning into like Madden. Like no one's gonna want to play in the NFL anymore. It's just gonna be like people playing on the game, and like everyone's just gonna stay home and play the game, and just, I don't know, like there's something about like society, like I feel like people, ever since COVID happened, that was the beginning of like, all right, maybe we need to stay home. Oh, we can make money online. Oh, we can be an avatar. We can be, you know, a digital version of ourselves. It's taking away the human element of like, at what point is that healthy for society? And maybe it is, but I don't know.
That's what esports is basically becoming. I don't know if you've heard of esports.
Esports, yeah.
But, you know, originally, you know, of course it wasn't that big originally. It was just people in like tournaments playing games and live streams. But now they have evolved to like people selling out arenas and just, you know, these whole giant places just to see people, you know, game on their computers or on their consoles fighting each other. I mean, like, you know, there's like thousands of people who will sell out an arena just to see like League of Legends tournaments, you know, Dragon Ball tournaments, Apex Legends, Valorant, you know, all these different types of games. And, you know, you could just see these at home too. It's not like you have to go to the arena.
Well,
that's basically what you're explaining.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, like there was always like, whatever group of guys you hung out with, and there would be the best players, and you always enjoyed watching them play. And you'd be like, oh, I definitely couldn't beat him. Like, I tried, but like now the best of the best are playing, and like you're like you have more incentive to watch it because you're like, well, now I can see how he beat me. Cause like you'd be like, all right, I tried that move on him. Like Super Smash Brothers, for instance. I remember like there was always like a guy that was the best. And it was like, how does he do this? And then you want to watch to see how he does all it and like against other opponents. Cause you're like, I tried that move on him, it didn't work. How does he react against this person? So I get it. I get why people like they want to watch it, especially in like a big arena. Like that would be kind of like epic, but like like at the end of the day, like I want to fucking play, but like maybe all these people that are fans, they're just not good enough, and maybe there is something true about like there only is like certain people in the world that are the best at things. So like you just have to watch. You can't beat them, so all you can do is watch.
Yeah. I mean, unless if you train for years, but like nobody wants to train for years. They want to, get better fast.
Right.
That's not possible. You can't just like go up against people like that and expect that you're gonna, kick their ass at whatever thing that they're good at. That's just not possible.
But all the best always fall eventually, and it's like then you're like, well, I learned enough from him. Now I can kind of take on. But like the legends, like the legendary people, they're the ones that are influencing the less talented.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Like, the legends are always going to, when it comes, and just bringing this to an NFL reference, like an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, they're going to come down when it comes down to the end of the season. They've been in these situations before where they know how to play playoff football, and they're just going to, all these rookies around them, they're not going to understand, and they're just going to have the edge.
Yeah, I would say that sports and just everything else now, I mean, they are, very stimulating, but I think that a lot of them are kind of based on reaction.
Right.
Because it's, like a lot of people want to see how this player, who is basically like an underdog, will fend off against, the best player on the opposite team.
Mm-hmm.
When they clash, people want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, with the whole narrative thing, that's what rakes in all the money, not just for football, but for, basketball, hockey, baseball, I don't know, rugby. I don't know if rugby does it. Rugby's pretty intense. I don't know.
Rugby is like the most, probably the most physical sport.
It is very physical. I've seen rugby, and it's so aggressive.
Yeah.
But,
like I've talked to guys that played rugby, and they said they would step on people's hands and with their cleats. And
soccer is definitely one. Oh,
yeah,
soccer is definitely one.
I played soccer, and like I don't get why like soccer has this stigma of like being like a pussy ass sport, like a lawn. They always called us lawn fairies and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you're fucking. You have to run around all the time. Like there's no stopping. Like you have to be very in shape, and like you're gonna take. It's not like soccer is or football or whatever you want to call it. It's not like it's not violent. It gets violent.
Yeah. Now the soccer players still wear, I don't know, do they still wear spike cleats? Or
no, you're not allowed to have like anything like that could puncture. But you can have cleats, but you can't have like something that could puncture the ball.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So they're more worried about the ball and not the other players.
Well, I mean that too. I mean, like, but like realistically, if everyone had spike cleats and they tried to like kick the ball, it would just pop it.
Yeah. I don't know why in media they kind of just show soccer players having spiked cleats. That never made sense to me, because if you kick the ball and that pricks the ball, well, there's no ball anymore.
Exactly. You can't even play.
Yeah, I just never understood that, but I think soccer, at least now, in my opinion, in the past like 4 years, it has been very narrative driven.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is this one game I seen where this international female team was going up against a group of 15-year-old boys, and like the female team, they lost against the 15-year-old boys, and these are like professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think, was it narrative driven? Or did they just let the boys win, or were they actually trying? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
And I know there are like influencers now doing like charity soccer games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever saw those. Yeah, they do those too. And I would say those are pretty narrative driven, definitely. I've seen the way that those videos are.
I would say like the majority of shit going on in our society is narrative driven at this point. It's all about reactions and whatever gets reactions out of the masses, you know.
Yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it is. Well, on that note, I think we're getting up there to an hour. Is there anything? Do you have a website, or like if anyone wants to like buy some artwork from you?
I don't have any website with artwork. Just go visit my channel.
You got like a Cashapp or Venmo?
No, I do not.
Oh, you gotta set that up, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Saucecast. This is Novelty. I hope you enjoyed the scintillating discussions I've had with both the young Jeffrey and Isaiah. If you want to hit up Isaiah for any artwork, his email is gamingwithfriends584@gmail.com. Get yourself some good artwork. That's gamingwithfriends.
Yo, here we are, Novelty and Badger. We're coming to you with the truth.
Yeah.
Ready for this shit? Yeah.
Is it the right time? Is it the right place? TVP blasting on your girl's face. Open your third eye, Catholic Church is alive. Badger for your fitness goal. Novelty cooking with soul. Dudes plays you like a fool. Parents send the kids to slave school. Clones brainwashed by the media, wearing their face mask. Learn from Wikipedia. Contribution is false agenda. Take the jab now, lose your placenta. America divided over false ideology. Vibrate high now to change your mentality. Novelty and Badger showing you the world so we can see as we struggle with our own reality. Novelty, TVP here's to tell you what we need to know.
Time to bring you the truth show.
The struggle's real, struggle's present.
Yeah, here to make the struggle resented.
Free from lies, free from oppression.
We won't let the struggle die out.
And use knowledge to free us from this transgression.
Transgression, what world do we live in? Divide and conquer is the game. People vote, walk blind, make those who don't feel shame. Badger and Novelty exposing the false reality. Timelines merge, waiting for the purge. Here are the masses on TikTok. Time's ticking, look at the truth clock. Mankind losing longevity. Humanity feeding their own obesity. Yo, it's clear to see. Keep drinking your Diet Pepsi. Adult Happy Meal toys. Men are being soy boys. Daily dose of CNN. Anderson Cooper is in. Watch your fake news and sports. Get to the gas station for your Newports. News teaching people to be racist. I'd rather stay a conspiracy theorist. Memberships are here. Relationships cause fear. The zombies draw near. I got the vision, I can see it clear. Watch your fake news as you chug your beer. You soy boy queer.
Soy boy queer. TVP here's to tell you what we need to know.
Yo, time to bring you the truth show.
The struggle's real, struggle's present.
Yo, time to make the struggle resented.
Free from lies, free from oppression.
We will let the struggle die out.
Knowledge will free us from this transgression. What are women doing to themselves? Getting on OnlyFans rather than owning bookshelves. Here we go again. Sell another nude again. These bitches never ascend. Meanwhile, cucks are dead end. New world orders here to create fear. Kill the fucking sheep here. Generation single mothers and no honor, families left to ponder. Only left with baby mama drama. Give your fucking kids a big pharma. Sell your body, pay rent. Men sipping left with no sense. Paying for lust just to get a quick buck. Your spirit lit into dust. Look around you, has the world approved? Take big pharma drugs that are approved. Speak now or be accused, as genders are confused. Truth seekers see the false reality. A world fucking addicted to its own anxiety. TV seems to fix society. People want things and no novelty. Now the truth. Tell you what we need to know. Yo, time to bring you the truth show. Struggles real, struggles tough. It's time to make the struggle resentful. Free from lies, free from oppression. Yo, we will let the struggle die